that money, get that money, get money, get that money, get that money, get that money, get that money, get money, get that money.
We've got a bunch of questions here. You guys have done a good job in voting. We have a true democracy here, except for the troll questions. No, we'll still answer those. Okay, welcome, guys. We got a microphone to go. We got 2 microphones. Good. You got any opening words?
I thought we were freestyling on that beat, dude.
Nice. I'll send it. Yeah, I've had a couple people ask me for it as a ringtone. If you message us, I'll send it to you. Okay, so this is from Gary Martin. We have a lot of discussion in our company about changing the frequency at which we have sales to be more of a premium brand. What advice do you have for this? The frequency at which we have more sales to be more of a premium brand. Yeah.
All right. So one of the things I love to do, and I think people miss this out a lot, is you should be your own competition. If you've got one brand that's not a premium brand, create a premium brand. And then create a non-premium brand. Create just a cheaper brand. And be your own competition. You're creating the illusion of choice for your customers, but it all ends up in your pocket. Why not?
Yeah, anyone else?
I think, when it goes back to creating that premium brand, and I'd love to hear Josh's take on this as well, it's, understanding those margins helps me from the P&L standpoint, but also like the ability to say that you're a premium brand, you're selling for a premium price. Like Saks Fifth Avenue is having a sale every Sunday, it seems. So it's almost like you would need to audit some of these big brands that are in your space and see what they're doing. Because Keegan lives by the sentiment that if you don't, they will. So just by assuming that, the premium brands aren't running with killer ass offers, doesn't mean they're not running some sort of promotions. Maybe it's a new product. Maybe it's a new color, a Tiffany blue notebook that they got in. So I would definitely kind of maybe think a little deeper on that to, whether it's a sale or an offer or a promotion, like, it really comes down to your brand and what you want to do. Like, like he said, like you're going to make that decision, but, if you don't, they will. And these premium brands are finding ways to acquire customers. So just be cautious of that. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, actually.
No comment. No. So it depends. So like Nate mentioned, you can create, what we do is we cannibalize our own product. So you can't get to that premium positioning just overnight. You have to build that over time, and you have to have sales and profit unless you're raising a bunch of money to come out the gate and do that. So, it'd be nice to be able to sell something at 10 times the price of your competitors, but your frequency of sales is going to be a lot lower. The rate at which you acquire data, especially in a pixel-based environment if you're media buying. So we're looking for a frequency of sales in order to understand our consumers. Now, if you train the customers to look for sales, for your brand, that's obviously bad, but the way that we counter that is we cannibalize our own products. So we'll create a new version. So essentially, when the first iPhone came out, you can get it, with a 2-year AT&T contract. Now it's like Apple's got their own plan, and it's now people are paying cash $1,000 to buy an iPhone. They cannibalize their own product every 12 to 18 months. So you can go through that evolution, even if that's just a different color set of your product, a different version, a different flavor, or you can create that other brand that is owned by your brand as well to create the illusion of choice. Like one of my favorite companies, Luxottica, which owns LensCrafters and Ray-Ban and Oakley, and they also do all the manufacturing for Versace and Louis Vuitton. And so you're going in and you think that you've got the choice there, but it's really an illusion. It's one company, one family in Italy that owns everything. So you can do that through different brands, or you can do what some of the high-end retailers do or high-end fashion brands do, where they create their own version of their own product. So it's Armani Exchange. It's not Giorgio Armani. It's Polo by Ralph Lauren. So Polo is going to run sales. They're going to sell in Macy's and department stores, but you can't get to a premium brand overnight. You have to have sales. So at the end of the day, people convert on good offers. So you have to have a strong offer there. So I would say be thinking of that. You don't want to train your customers to always look for a sale, but at the same time, it's not the end of the day. I would rather have a $100 million company that runs sales all day than to have a $1 million company because I'm afraid of running sales because it's going to hurt my brand equity or the brand positioning.
Nice. Okay, so Keegan and Corey, where can we find your ROAS sheet?
He's actually got the Dropbox file. So.
Yeah. Probably the best spot we can find it. We'll put something on bluepackmarketing.com, and we'll also pass it to
Post it in the
Eric.
group.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll pretty much put it everywhere where anybody can look for it. Feel free to reach out to us on Facebook. We'll shoot you a message. Whatever it is, we'll pass it out.
Nice.
Corey, do you have any other thoughts on that?
That's probably good enough for that one, guys. Okay, this one's for Alex here. How do you create transparency or track CPA when doing a CPA structure between you and the publisher you are working with when direct site media buying?
Yeah, so this one's actually pretty simple. You use a tracking network. You have a tracking platform. You give them access.
This is a Facebook audience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, right? Like we're from the affiliate world of trackers and pixels.
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
things,
So I mean, there Has Offers is like a super simple tracking platform that's very affordable, and I'd recommend using something like that. You can use Cake Marketing. There's a number of options out there, but the long and short of it is that you give them access so that they can log in and you can set their payout. They can see all their clicks. They can see their sales. They can see everything from within that tracking platform.
We use Has Offers if anyone wants to be an affiliate for the replay.
Has Offers good? Cake?
Not good. Simple for you there. Okay. When building your team, this is a good team building question here. How do you prevent an intern that you are mentoring and training from leaving and replicating the exact business that you're trying to build?
Ouch. Who wants
Make them fear you.
I don't personally think that should be your mindset. I think you should train them to be the best you can. Most people are not entrepreneurs like the people in the room. Some people don't want to take that headache of, working 24 hours a day.
all the risk?
All the risk, inventory risk, the money risk. Some people just want to, go home after 5 and, grab a beer or something. But again, you should train your employees, encourage them to learn, because whatever you give back into them will come back to you in the long run. And I think it is the wrong mindset.
It's a mindset.
I like that.
Anyone else?
Yeah, you guys have some really cool, relationships with your employees, with helping them succeed, really being open about that.
Outside of the one that got hit with the box, that's still a
Yeah,
major
major
brother.
issue. Yeah.
He's our brother though, so we squash it really quick. But no, I think that someone had asked me the question earlier about interns, and we've explored that as well. We've got a team of a handful of people in our operations department, marketing department, and I'm reading a book right now, about halfway through it, called Challenge Culture. It's about Dunkin' Donuts and how the CEO, when he took over, that employees were scared to voice concerns and employees were scared to become part of the team by growth. And one of the things that we've kind of came to realization is that, like he said, if you're not empowering these people, if you don't believe in them and want them to know everything that will help them do their job, it's the wrong person. And at the end of the day, it goes back to do you trust them to work at home? I saw an article on LinkedIn about if you don't trust them to work at home or from a coffee shop, you probably did a disservice by hiring the wrong person. You need to make sure that they're fully educated in their job and what you're asking them to do. So at the end of the day, people can go on Google, they can go on YouTube, and they can find out how to do what we do. Like, that information is out there. But like you said, like, how many people are going to make that sacrifice that at 5 o'clock? So that's weird, right? But how many people are actually going to be up at 2 a.m. when a server crashes? Or how many people are going to take those customer service nightmares when your customer service managers are out sick? You have to be built for this. And if they are going to end up leaving the company and doing something on your own, which we've had happen to us, you just got to ask yourself, like, is it useful to worry about it? And I'm going to keep preaching that, and I hope it helps you. But the answer is no. Move on. Move forward.
Mindset issue. When building a team, that's the same one. We have a lot of discussion in our company about changing the frequency of our sales to be more of a premium brand.
I'm having deja vu.
No, sorry,
Yep.
frequency of sales specifically. That's what I'm interested in discussing. We didn't discuss frequency of sales. Like, we did a sale for the first time ever. We may not do a sale again because it pushed some sales, but like as a premium brand, like this is worth what you guys paid, I think, right? Probably, right? And so it's something that I'm personally really interested in is like, how do you deal with frequency of sales in your business without devaluing it?
You.
One of the things that we've done, and it might be a little bit different being in the event space, but being in print on demand, being in, apparel, coffee mugs, stuff like that, it's very easy to almost set up collections where if we go premium on 75 to 90% of those items, 10 to 15%, that's where we're going to try to utilize a lot of discounts so we can keep the high frequency, keeps the high volume for our suppliers, win all the way around without devaluing too much, and just kind of doing it on a select sample size.
You ever put anything on sale? You do sales, Josh?
Always, baby.
Always sales, baby. Always be selling.
Always be selling.
Interesting.
I personally think it's a good way to attract a customer, but obviously you don't want to devalue your brand.
So what does that mean practically? In terms of like how many months of the year, how many days of 365 are your products on
We personally have
sale?
a sale every time there is an occasion. Like obviously there's a sale for Black Friday.
Yeah.
Right? We'll have a sale for, if it's a jewelry related, let's stick with jewelry, right? We'll have a sale for Valentine's, for Mother's Day, Father's Day, whenever there's an occasion for it. It just gives a person a reason to buy. The sale doesn't have to be massive. You don't have to do 90% clear out sale. You can do a 10% sale, right? Or just a way to promote certain products that you have more than the others.
So what about time-based versus action-based, like actually doing retargeting with discounts? Where do you guys stand on that?
So we do a lot of it, especially like I spoke about in my speech a bit, in the display product listing. So we, when customers come on our website, there is no sale. Right? But if they purchase, great. If they don't purchase, 3 days later, we hit them with an ad saying, hey, 5% off. They still don't purchase, 10 days later, we say, hey, 15% off. Eventually just give for free, but...
What about you, Dan, with your, because your leggings are premium pretty much, right? Like you have they're quality product. What do you offer discounts on the remarketing?
Look, yeah, we definitely do offer discounts, and you get to learn what your customer base responds to. So, we'll be testing a lot of different things during the different stages of our funnels, and we've got it pretty dialed in now, but you need to test them to see what works. And we never offer a discount up front. If someone abandons a cart or someone doesn't become a purchaser straight away, then we're not going to come to them within that next 24-hour period and say, hey, come back, we're going to give you a discount. More often than not, it's that bullshit guru adage that did life get in the way, but it's so true that people do get distracted and life's busy, and the kids are screaming, or the boss came around the corner at work and you had to shut down your computer screen where you're adding something to a cart. But the reality is that most people can't remember exactly where they were or what domain they were on when they were adding something to the cart, so we remind them, and it's we get better conversions on just the reminder component of it than offering a discount. Further down those stages, like I talked about in the talk, we will offer free shipping, or we will offer specific discounts or different incentives, but you need to test what works for your audience, but definitely don't offer them straight up. And we're the same as you. We do offer the sales and discounts for specific events, but we also do like to segment our audiences as well. So we don't just run store-wide sales all the time. It could be, for argument's sake, yesterday was National Law Enforcement Day. Well, we'll create a segment of our audience that have purchased our products that are related to that niche or that interest, and we'll send a discount out to them as a way of saying thanks. So it doesn't come across as so much bullshit that you're just trying to sell. It's actually comes across more as a genuine offer to a person as appreciating what they do for a living, or appreciating what they support. So
nice.
Yeah, that's sort of where we're at.
Okay. Very cool. Okay, let's get through this one as quick as we can. What's the best method for managing comments on your Facebook? I'm of the opinion of addressing them whenever possible, and trying, like, actually putting some time in replying to comments. What do you guys think? Quickly
for me, real people. Hire staff to do it. You can get people from around the world to work as virtual assistants. You want real people responding. If you just have canned responses, it comes across as canned.
We all agree on this, right?
Yeah.
Well, and the one thing I'm going to add is I think it's also fun sometimes if you get someone who can be a little sassy, and again, staying away from the canned responses, and someone who can actually engage. You can get some nice threads going there. So
yeah, awesome. Okay, why sell on Shopify when you could sell on Amazon? Jeff Bezos wants to know this, so chime in on his recent
so I've got a
prenuptial divorce that he just suffered today.
I've got a really strong opinion on this. You should be selling on both. If you're not selling on Amazon and you're selling off the Amazon platform, you're losing sales. And the same holds true for people who are selling on Amazon who aren't selling their own platform. You are losing sales. I've been doing this now for 6 years, selling on my own platform and then also doing sales on Amazon. And it's made me a ton of money. The sales that you have on Amazon, they don't detract from your own platform. They are additive. It's just
It's a walled garden. People just live in Amazon.
People
you know
are
what
going
I mean? Like,
they're going to go and check you out. Like they're going to see, okay, well, what's this guy really look like? What's his ratings look like? So you may as well sell on Amazon. And at the same time, if you're only selling on Amazon, guess what happens if Jeff or somebody decides that you're done? Your business is done. You have no other sales. So you have to have a backup plan. Most of my sales have been done off Amazon. Amazon's about 10% of my sales, but that's worthwhile sales. Those are good sales revenues to have. So you should be doing both. It's not an either or.
nice. Guys, we're down to about 12 minutes. We're probably not going to get to the questions at the end, so start voting for the questions that you want for us to answer, because we're just, your questions are awesome, so I would love to get to all of them. Is there any talk from Shopify on integrating a native subscription reoccurring merchant billing option? Chase, you know anything about that?
Not at this time,
No.
We actually talked to Shopify when I do a mastermind, and we were in Shopify at the Ottawa headquarters in June, and we talked with them about this because we do so, and many of the people in my mastermind are subscription-based merchants, and we asked them about this, and they were suspiciously quiet, which makes us think that they are working on it. Ezra Firestone was at an event not too long ago, and he's obviously got quite a bit of Shopify apps and stuff going on. He projects that they are going to do something sooner or later as well. So I think it's just a matter of time.
Cool. All right. So Dan, print on demand is such a low margin that it makes it difficult for customer acquisition. Was probably different when you started on Teespring, when it was a lot more like shooting fish in a barrel, I imagine. What do you use for tips now? Just again, I guess come back to people, treating people like people and segmenting your marketing carefully.
Brand yourself, be about an experience as opposed to a particular product, and have a solid back end there to support it. So, there's leggings you can buy for any particular amount of money, but we sell ours for $87.99, and people are just confused as to how we can convert at that rate. But it's not only selling one pair, like our average order value is $150. So that gives us a really good margin to be able to acquire a customer. And the reason is we've got a good quality product, and we've got a good solid back end, and we treat them like real people. And that makes such a huge difference. It's no different to why you would buy a pair of Nikes as compared to a pair of shoes from, I don't know what a discount sort of shoe shop is here. Now, fundamentally, they're put together very similar, and there's probably not a whole lot of difference there, but they've built a brand around it. So, if you can build a brand around what you're doing and you build that trust and that relationship with the customers, then you can ask that better price from them. So, and that in turn does increase your margin, so you can spend more to acquire that customer.
Wonderful. Anyone else on that one?
Know your numbers.
Know your numbers. Of course.
Yeah, know your numbers.
Okay, when running retargeting campaigns, what size of audience are you waiting for before starting them? You start them, don't you? You just start them.
Yeah,
Don't wait.
There's no need to wait.
Yeah, no benefit in that. Narev, anyone, if you are not an actual Facebook ad buying genius, like we all obviously are, but want to hire potential media buyers, how do you train them to be truly effective? What's that? To be able to stamp out your team the way that you have, to be able to scale the way you have. Give us a little bit of that.
Definitely. So when I first started, the first marketing person I hired, she was sitting beside me from morning till evening, just learning. And everyone that comes to the office, they shadow someone for at least a week, 2 weeks, whenever they're ready. And then we have an open environment. We like to throw people in the pool. Go make ads. They don't know what the hell they're doing, and they don't get penalized for it. I know they don't know what they're doing, but I give them the same amount of work that someone in the company that's been working there for 5 years. And they get stressed out the first day, But then at the end of the day, I take them to a room, I have a conversation with them saying, you know what, I know it's difficult, but the best way to learn is just to go in there, learn, make mistakes, and learn from them. As long as the person doesn't continuously make the mistakes, which is good. If not, then we have a different discussion.
Nice. Anyone else on managing a team?
So Tim's got a bunch of really good training. Tim Bird.
Yeah, on enterprise training?
Well, no, on the Facebook ads.
Well, AdLeaks, yeah.
Yeah, so take Tim's training.
AdLeaks is an investment.
Shout out to Tim.
For anyone, shout out to Tim for sure. Just trying to see if we can dig into the back catalog here.
Yeah, we like to send our media buyers to Tim's Birds.
Josh, what does it take to be your best friend?
It's easy. Hang out with me. If you can hang with me, you're good. You're my best friend. I party hard. I work hard. I do everything hard.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, that's what Vegas is for. We're all on very little sleep, I would imagine here. Dan, can you just talk a little bit about how you landed your licensing deal with Marvel?
Yes.
And how, we talked a little bit about this on the podcast, but tell us a little bit about the pain of dealing with a company the size of Disney.
Well, before the pain, it was legitimately an opportunity that we saw. So Gearbunch we launched as a way to fill gaps in the market. So we try to create products and designs that people can't walk into your normal stores and buy. So they don't exist. So we wanted to create them for these super passionate people. What we saw was that we wanted to get into some sort of licensing agreement. And when deciding what to do, we looked at what movies were coming out. We saw that Marvel Cinematic Universe had a ton of movies coming out, and they had a lot of female characters that were getting introduced. Basically, we saw that on the back of all this empowerment of women and women doing CrossFit and is strong is sexy and things along those lines. When we started researching it, we found that there was actually nothing out there for the female market with Marvel in terms of leggings. There were some products, but in terms of what we specialised in, it didn't exist. So after a few beers one night, I just started Googling it and found an email and just sent the email away to what I thought would be a good email and thought nothing more of it. And then a month later, I got a phone call from them, and they were quite surprised that we were sitting over in Australia and were very confused, thinking that we're actually from the States. But I do like to think that from the conversations we had with them, that it was the fact that we had built our brand and had built our trust, and they had over that month from receiving the email, it had gone through several sets of hands, and they had a good look at our brand. And obviously we stalked them around the internet for quite some time, to the point where they're going like, all right, these guys are fairly sizable and these guys are pretty switched on with what they're doing. And we got on a phone call with them. The whole difficulty part was more the negotiation stage of it, which I handled actually on my own, because I didn't actually have any contacts that I could go to and say, well, how do you deal with this? Managed to negotiate a deal with them. Probably the most time-consuming part was that you need to provide them with your business structure. You need to provide them with financials and figures. You have to be a business. You can't be someone who's just flipping cash or someone that's just doing really well drop shipping. You have to have a business structure. You have to have all your production facilities are going to get audited. They want to make sure that everything you're doing is compliant with all labour laws, and there's no child slave labour going on, and that everyone's equal employment opportunities and workplace health and safety and all these sorts of things. So it was a whole big learning experience for us. But the fundamental was that we built trust, we built a reputation, and we actually had a business. So when they came to us and asked us what we can do together, we had answers for them.
What was the key factor in getting Floyd Mayweather?
Well, it doesn't come down to money. He's the highest paid celebrity in the world, $285 million. And so the deal, he reached out to us. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it was great. And so figuring out that deal, the guy carries around $1 million of cash in a duffel bag all the time. So it's like throwing him more cash is not going to excite him. But really it comes down to, just like you attract any partner or any employee to your team, is selling them on the vision of what the brand is going to become. And if it's something that aligns with what they're looking to create in their future, which really he's right now in the mindset of, creating business enterprises and, legendary brands and all of that. And so I said, as long as people have teeth, they're going to be buying our products, and you're going to get paid on every.
Everyone has them.
Everyone has them, absolutely.
It's a great market.
So I think traction obviously helps, but as soon as the real turning point was, as soon as I said, why don't we do the best ever line? And I said, you're undefeated. I said, why don't we go undefeated against stains and cavities?
So play to his ego.
And
ego is a key thing, I bet.
Sure,
of
ego's
course
big.
it is.
And I said, let's do 24 karat gold on the mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Let's do a Swarovski crystal edition. Let's do champagne mouthwash and toothpaste. And as soon as
Seems
he
uncomfortable.
saw that, he's like, that's cool. Like, I want to be associated with that. And then all of a sudden the leverage kind of shifted, and it was like, I want to be a part of that. And so it goes into selling the vision. And so I think if you're working with any brand or any big celebrity, you want to make sure that your partnership is enhancing both sides of the table.
Yeah.
And it's not just you mooching off of the brand. It's like, how can I bring value to the other side? And so it's like, what's in it for them as well, aside from just sales? Because celebrities want something to talk about at parties, and they're like, what are you working on? And it's just like, check this out and check this out. And so you give them something to talk about. They gain ownership, over the brand, and they start talking about it, which is great. So I think it's thinking of what's in it for them. If you're working with a brand or whoever it is,
or anything, anything you really want from someone, especially when you're mailing someone cold.
Right.
Leading with what's in it for them, right? Like a lot of people are just like, it would really be a great favor if you did this for me, kind of thing. Like no one cares.
No. Yep.
Totally. Okay, rapid fire. What's one go-to tool that you like? It's your favorite tool to use besides Facebook, Shopify, the obvious ones
For increasing sales?
for increasing sales.
Split testing, A/B tests, everything on your landing page, everything on your store.
Cool.
Ideation meetings.
Pass it along.
Ideation meetings on everything you can do. Language, copy, designs, concept, product, everything. Take your team, listen to them, and actually act on it.
Very cool. Give it here, and then that'll go there.
GT Metrics is a great tool to look at your page load speeds and to see if there's anything wrong with your website. And Google Page Insights is another one. Oftentimes you don't realize that there's things wrong with your website, and it's affecting page load speeds or conversions or that sort of stuff.
I would just say going to different geos. So just expanding your product service into other geos, translation, changing the checkout and all that. There's so much money out there in the world, and we focus so much on like one country. Taking your product to other countries will immediately increase your sales.
I like that. Okay, cool. Let's see. We just got time for probably one more here. Let's see here. Just go with the top one we got. Let's talk about the nuclear method. Keegan, do you use the nuclear method primarily for testing, optimization, and scaling?
Well, somehow I got both mics, so I guess I'll answer.
You want a third? There you go.
Yeah, we're good. So I would probably say that it's really best for scaling, because what we'll generally do is find the best creative, the best offer, the best discount, everything of that magnitude, because when you're talking about putting out 100, 500, 1,000 ad sets all at once with a high budget, well, if you don't have all of your top performing ad copy, that's probably not a good idea, honestly. So we really do it best with scaling, but I would definitely be lying if I said we didn't use it a lot in testing as well. We said the whole Brett Favre gunslinger thing, like it's true. We have no problem spitting out 1,000 ad sets all at once, because we know with the software automation we utilize Trust Ads. By knowing our KPIs, it gets cut.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. Okay, but Nate, how are you managing your inventory when you were operating at that scale? What's your inventory sort of situation?
Managing inventory is a pain in the ass, quite frankly, especially when you're using third-party affiliates, because they can hit it, and then all of a sudden there's 5,000 sales a day. And what do? You've only got 50,000 units. Okay, so you've got 10 days worth of inventory before you're depleted. So the easy answer to this is there really is no answer to managing your inventory other than just doing the best that you can. Managing your traffic sources, making sure that you have plenty of inventory. Depending on what you're selling, if you are selling something that's on demand, and you're like a health and beauty product, for instance, you frequently can have a lot more leeway with having those bursts of sales, because whoever your manufacturer is has a variety of that product and has a large quantity of it. So spinning up additional inventory really is just printing out labels or screening the product or that sort of stuff. So this is an indelicate science, and you just have to manage your traffic that's coming in, and then making sure that you've got the right amount of it. And then if you don't, where else can you source that inventory, and how quickly can you source that inventory? It's a pain in the ass. I had this conversation with Jordan at the Jordan Roll Band in Thailand, and they, the DFO guys do huge volumes, and managing inventory. Their comment was even the same thing. It's really difficult because you don't control all of your traffic and all of your sales, and when things are going really well, you don't want to cut off that vein of traffic, because you can't get it back immediately. Once you shut it down, sometimes you lose it.
Nice. Alex, anything to say about that?
No, I mean, I think he hit the nail on the head, right? It is a challenge to manage. And yeah, I mean, we just all do the best we can, more or less.
Nice. I want to thank you guys for the questions, for the answers of these questions. It was fantastic. This has been really awesome getting to know you guys, and let's give them a round of applause. We got some networking coming up. So we're gonna get a picture here. We're gonna get a speaker's picture. You know, if you don't, you know, you're fine to applause the whole time if you want to. You know.
Get that money, get money, get that money, get that money, get that money, get that money, get money.